So, welcome back to another episode. Now, you have to forgive me for my absence, but as I said before, I just got married. That's where I've been. I've been gone for actually a month off YouTube. Getting married, being on my honeymoon. I've just come back and gone back to work, and I'm like, man, now I gotta start making videos, and that's what I wanted to tell you guys, is that I'm back to regular videos now every Sunday. I'll put up a brand new episode. I'm a few in right now, so I have about 3 more episodes after this one and a lot more reviews and things like that, so please look forward to that in the future. And today I just wanted to have a look at the 25th anniversary Phantasy Star Visual Chronicles. Now, this is actually a book that is all about Phantasy Star's 25-year history, from the first game, which was on the Mark III, the Master System over here, all the way to now with Phantasy Star Online 2. I want to thank my friend Jason for picking this up while he was in Japan, and the book is about $25. I'll try to find a link to actually buy the book online for you guys. I'll put it below if you're interested after the video. But it's a great book. He was over there and he's like, hey, I see this book. Are you interested? So I PayPal'd him the money. I was like, yeah, I was really having a hard time finding it at first, and is it worth the money? It is if you're a Phantasy Star fan. And my only gripe with the book, and I do have a gripe, it doesn't have a lot on the original games. So you have a little bit on the first game there, which I'd like an entire book on the first game, but that's just me. And then we have 2 pages on Phantasy Star 2, a couple pages on Phantasy Star 3, and Phantasy Star 4. Actually, it's got a few more pages, which is nice. And then we get into the Phantasy Star adventure games on the Game Gear in Japan, and the Gaiden game. And then into some interviews, which is really nice. And then we get into Phantasy Star Online. I love Phantasy Star Online. I thought it was an excellent game. The first 4 games in the series were on the first game was on the Master System Mark III, and the next 3 were on the Genesis, Mega Drive, and then we went into the Dreamcast zone, and that's when we got Phantasy Star Online. And that was a game where you could actually play online with 3 other friends, adventure around, collecting items, and it was a big item hunt, and that's what the entire game was really all about. But it was one of my personal favorite games. I spent way too many hours playing Phantasy Star Online, and then we get into Phantasy Star Online, episodes 1 and 2, and 3, which was the card game. I never really got into that too much. And then Phantasy Star Blue Burst, which was on the PC. I never got into that, unfortunately. And that's actually, the next game I did was Phantasy Star Universe. I didn't love the game. I played like a couple hundred hours into it, but I didn't love it like I did the original Phantasy Star. There was just something that was missing for me personally, and then there was an expansion afterwards. I never got into that. I did my few hundred hours. I was off, and I was kind of always hoping that Phantasy Star would kind of get back to maybe a home console version of just a single player game, and after this it just becomes a total online game with Phantasy Star Portable on the PSP, and we get a few sequels to that, and then there's a few sequels to that, and I never really got into them, and then Phantasy Star Zero came on the DS, and man, I know it's such a bummer, but I wasn't a huge fanatic of that either. I didn't really care for too much. I gave it a little bit of a go. And then, the next thing, and that's where we come up to. Half of the book is looking back on the first part of the 25 years. And then we get into the new game, which is Phantasy Star Online 2. And here's my thing. I have not played it yet. I know I don't have a PC. I'm not really a big PC gamer, but I have some friends that have been playing it. They think it's really good, actually. They say it's not as good as Phantasy Star Online, but, I haven't played it myself, so I can't really make that call. But I was really hoping for it on the Vita. I think that was my big thing, I'm like, yeah, I'll play it on the Vita, but if I could pick what I really like it on, I would love it on a home console, like the Wii U. The Wii U is screaming for games. I wish that we could just get, Phantasy Star Online 2 for that. It'd be like the Dreamcast for me all over again. I'd be completely addicted. I'd be tucked away in my room for weeks on end, not answering the phone. But actually, back in the Dreamcast days, that's because my modem was hooked up and I only had one phone line. So when I was playing Phantasy Star Online, I couldn't hear anybody. So So the rest of the book is all looking at Phantasy Star Online 2, and great design work. The game visually looks very impressive. Visuals are awesome. The weapons, the monsters, the tech of it all is classic Phantasy Star by the looks of it. But I like the book. It's a really nice look back on Phantasy Star, the first 25 years, and I wonder if we'll get another 25 years of Phantasy Star. It'll kind of, maybe after Phantasy Star Online 2, it might fizzle off a little bit. I really hope not, but if I can make one thing, I just really would love another standalone Phantasy Star game. I know I'm dreaming, but hey, I'm allowed to goddamn dream. Great book, highly recommend it. If you're a Phantasy Star fan, you'll really get a kick out of it. And I just wanted to show, because we're doing this Phantasy Star kind of 25th anniversary book, I thought I'd show another little thing that I picked up lately from Windy Games on Facebook. Sold me a copy. This is, you can't buy this in stores. He, made this. He made the artwork and the cartridge itself inside, and this is for a Mega Drive. A bunch of Mega Drive games, 8 in particular, that never came out here, and that is the Phantasy Star text adventure games that you could actually download back in the old days of the Sega modem in Japan, and you could actually play 8 separate solo adventures with different characters, where what this is all those games have been translated by fans and now are put onto a cartridge, so I could actually play this in my Genesis. And so I had to pick this up, and I really want to thank Windy Gaming for sending me this. This is just such a treat to have, and a game I actually will be playing. I definitely will be checking out, because it's one Phantasy Star game that I never got a chance to play. The other Phantasy Star games I never got a chance to play were the Gaiden games on the Game Gear. I do have them, but I've never actually played the translation. So, hey, it's 25 years of Phantasy Star. That's something I actually might do. So, guys, I just wanted to show you the 25th anniversary Phantasy Star Visual Chronicles and another game I picked up, the Phantasy Star 2 Text Adventures. So, anyways, guys, until next time.